Hey everybody, welcome to Mathematical Production. Today we're going to be going over how to find an inverse function when given a function that has a cube root in it. So our example for today is going to be f of x is equal to the cube root of x squared plus 10. So your first step is to change your f of x into y just to make it more simple to deal with. And now you're going to want to change your y into x and your x into y, because that's the definition of an inverse function, where you're trying to solve for your dependent variable as opposed to solving for your independent variable. So y changes to x and x changes to y, and everything else stays the same. So now that you change your variables, now you want to go and solve for your new y. So the first step is to get rid of your cube root, since that's over everything. And the inverse of a cube root is cube. So if you raise both sides to the power of 3, or if you cube both sides, then that's going to get rid of the cube root. And you're going to be left with x cubed is equal to y squared plus 10. Because you're adding 10 to the right side and you want to move it to the left side, you have to do the inverse of that and subtract 10s from both sides. And that's going to give you x cubed minus 10 is equal to y squared. And you're going to do a similar thing as you did previously and square root both sides in order to get rid of the square. So the square root and the square cancels out, and you're going to be left with y is equal to the square root of x cubed minus 10. And before you're finished, you want to change your y back into function notation. So instead of changing it to f of x, you're going to change it to f of negative 1 of x. And the negative 1 doesn't imply any operation. That's just a symbol for inverse function. And that is your answer. Inverse function of f of x is the square root of x cubed minus 10. And if you want to go ahead and verify this, what you can do is plug your original function into your inverse function or vice versa. And if that is equal to x, then you know that the inverse function is correct, because that's one of the rules for inverse functions. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So you're going to plug in your original function, which was the cube root of x squared plus 10. And when you're plugging in a function to another function, wherever you see that variable, that's where you're going to replace it. So we only see x one time, and you're just going to replace x with what's on the inside. So x is going to be replaced with the cube root of x squared plus 10, and that itself is being cubed minus 10. So everywhere you see an x, you replace the expression that's on the inside. So that's what we just did there. All right, so the first step is to take your cube root and cube it, and that just cancels out. So you're going to be left with x squared plus 10 minus 10, and all of that is being squared rooted. 10 minus 10 is 0, so that crosses out, and that gives you the square root of x squared. And the square root and the square crosses out, and that leaves you with x. So because you got x, you verified that these two functions are inverses of themselves, and you did it correctly. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of our other videos on a similar topic. Thank you and have a great day.